Welcome to Kings Spotlight. We're once again joined by Kings head football coach Jeff Knarr. Coach, thanks for joining us again this week.
Thanks for having me.
Coach, this week your Monarchs will be traveling to Madison, New Jersey to face FDU-Florham at 1 p.m. But before we talk about that game, let's look back to the past 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago, in your last game, Kings defeated Lebanon Valley 10-7, and last week your squad enjoyed a bye week where you did not play. But let's briefly touch on the Lebanon Valley game. That was a tough physical game in which you were able to come away with a well-earned victory over the returning Middle Atlantic Conference co-champions, while at the same time snapping a 7-game losing streak to Leb Val. Talk about the effort, both physically and mentally, that Kings put forth that day to win such a physical matchup.
I thought our kids played, very well, gave tremendous effort. From a defensive side of the ball, it might have been the best, defensive performance we've had, since we've been here. You got a feeling as the game went on that we were in control from there, and they really weren't going to move the ball consistently from us, which helped then reinforce our game plan, which was to utilize our special teams. Our punter Eric's done a phenomenal job. That we were going to have to keep the field position and make them go longer than we had to go, knowing that their defense is just as stout, and yards are going to come by, plus the weather with the wind. And then, it played an effort in that from there. And offensively, we did enough, took advantage of a miscue on special teams to get a touchdown and kicked a crucial field goal into the wind. So it was a great effort by our guys to, again, beat a quality football program, coming off a championship.
Coach, right now your team has played 5 games, so you are at the midpoint of the season right now. Can you give us a midterm report on how you would grade the offense and the defense, as well as the areas that you think the team has improved the most?
Offensively, we're still inconsistent, and we used the bye week and, went over the things that we've, done the most and things we've done well and what hasn't done well and even things we've done well. There's times when we haven't. It's just little things that we need to, correct and, whether it be more patient, stay on people, hit the hole, not try to, make a play bigger than the play, just stay within the scheme. So we're still we feel inconsistent offensively, haven't really hit our stride and been consistent, and that was the goal of last week, from there. And then defensively, we're seeing really, good play. We've had 2, games where we really dominated. So again, we want to be consistent there, but we like the physicalness we're starting to see on defense. We're covering people well, starting to get, we got to the quarterback. I mean, the problem we've had with Leb Val in the past is, we've given up big plays. We've allowed them to boot and naked us, and then we did a good job up front. So our young guys on the D-line are maturing, getting up front, getting to the quarterback, and then it's allowing our veteran guys in the secondary to make plays, as we had, 3 picks on Saturday. And then our kickoff team was much better. That's improved in every week. McHale's the only kicker in the conference to make every PAT, so that's been solid. And Eric's done a great job, punting for us. And then our return game, our kick returns, have been outstanding, giving our offense, good field position. So we think we're better than when we were started, and we're improving. And then that's the goal. And the bye week was to try to get better and work on things that have been working for the second half of the season here.
Well, speaking of the bye week, the win over Lebanon Valley was the 2nd straight for your team. But rather than be able to continue that momentum, you had a bye week last week. So from a coach's standpoint, did that bye come at a good time where players had the chance to rest up and get healthier? Or would you have preferred to play and continue that momentum that you gained from 2 straight wins?
Because we know when our bye is ahead of time, so you kind of mentally and physically and we prepare for the bye and everything from that standpoint. So our kids knew they had a break coming, so I don't think the momentum was lost in there. I think it came at a good time when you're go halfway through the season. You do need a break to catch your breath, and for our kids, they were a little excited because they kind of hit the lottery and that it fell on fall break, so they had a little extra downtime to recharge their batteries, get to see their family, take care of academics, get off their feet a little bit, and gear up for the second half of the season. So that was kind of the mindset we've had from the get-go, no matter where we were, record-wise. So I thought the bye came at a good time, enabled us to kind of heal up, knock on wood, we'll be able to avoid, those catastrophic injuries we've had, in the past. But it gave guys a chance to get a little bit healthier, get the soreness out, and then refresh and be ready to go for the second half.
Well, this week you travel to Madison, New Jersey to face FDU. So how has that preparation been, considering the time you've had between games?
Been good. The bye week is about us, and then we brought our kids back Sunday and ran them. Lifted a little bit, had a JV game for young guys, and they did a great job against Lebanon Valley. And we got an extra practice on Monday and then Tuesday. So far, the prep has been going well. To face FDU, at their place at homecoming, which was a tough place to go.
A lot of people would call this game against FDU a trap game and that you will have had 2 weeks between games, combined with the fact that FDU was 0-5 on the year. Is there any particular thing you talk about to your team heading into a game like this?
For us, it's about just trying to, play a complete football game in all three phases. That's what we're looking for our offense to be consistent and be productive and efficient for 4 quarters. Our defense to continue, to be like they were last week against, Lev Val, consistent and dominant for 4 quarters, and then be solid, in all phases of the kick game. And we haven't got to that point yet, so that's kind of what we're working on and striving to, because that's what we need to do, to beat teams in the MAC. I mean, you look at FDU and, they're a couple plays here and there away. I mean, the whole first half of the game with Misericordia, they're on Misericordia's side of the field, and they just have miscues that enable them to not score. But if they score a little bit, that could be a totally different football game.
FDU is a team that plays a spread offense and throws the ball all over the lot. They lead the MAC in passing attempts, but are also last in rushing attempts. So it would seem fairly obvious that you would expect them to continue that trend on Saturday.
Yeah, and then really when you watch their offense, it's like there's like multiple reads within the play. The quarterback can run it, he can throw it, from that standpoint. So it's about assignments. Our guys have got to stay on their assignment in that particular play, from there and be tight with their coverage from that deal, because they're kind of like a triple option type of an offense where there's multiple reads for their quarterback to execute. And then we watch it on film. They've gotten better at that. They hit some nice good plays and did some really good things against Albright, where, like I said, in the beginning of the year, some of those things were just miscues, which prevented them from having success.
The last couple of weeks, the defense has really done a good job with continuing to improve on the pass rush. But with the type of offense that FDU plays, it is more of a quick throw offense where the play of the secondary and linebackers will actually play a greater role than the pass rush, because the FDU quarterback won't be holding on to the ball that much. Is that something that you see?
Yeah, for some of the stuff that they have where they make a quick decision, they're going to read you, and what you do is going to tell them what they're going to do. So they'll be getting out quickly. So we got to make sure, again, if I have you, I have you, and I don't leave you, and we'll be okay from there. And our D line, on those short passes, again, it's about getting their hands up then, trying to be in the vision of the quarterback, because they're not going to get a sack. So this way they can alter throws, knock throws down from there. And then they do run some traditional stuff where he's going to set up in the pocket, and hopefully we can squeeze that pocket and make him uncomfortable and put some pressure on him and make him throw when he doesn't want to, or have to move his feet and run around back there a little bit, and continue to put pressure and harass and not give them all day to throw when they want to.
FDU quarterback Tyler Maurer has completed over 60% of his passes and has a bright young talent to throw to in freshman receiver Malik Presley. That combination has hooked up 36 times for 374 yards and 4 touchdowns this season. Talk about both players and the chemistry they have developed.
Yes, he's their go-to guy. He goes up and attacks the football and makes plays. I mean, he has some nice catches with Albright with decent coverage. But he attacked the football, and he used his speed and good route running to get behind him and then find an open seams. And so the quarterback has confidence that he knows if he puts the ball near him, and he's going to come down. He's a good young receiver. And you can see the quarterback's getting confident, running the offense, making good decisions with the runner or the throw. And then they had Albright on their heels in that game with him making some good decisions. Running that offense. So he's getting better, every week with that.
Defensively, FDU is ranked 6th in MAC pass defense, but are 9th against the run. While the stats may point towards running the ball, balance has always been your goal, and that has to be the plan going into this game, regardless of what the conference standings say.
Absolutely. I mean, we still want to have balance. When it starts, again, when you can run the football, like I've said, and makes things, open up for you in the passing game and makes things easier from that standpoint. We have to control the line of scrimmage. They did a phenomenal job against TC&J. Their front guys of living in the backfield. From that deal and shutting them down. In the run. And then the teams have had some success running the ball have been able to own the line of scrimmage. So our guys have got to stop. Their guys up front and get to the second level to get our run game going, and that'll help open up our pass game. But yeah, we definitely want to be a balanced attack. And take advantage of opportunities when they present themselves Saturday.
It's FDU's homecoming on Saturday, as you said earlier, so you have to expect a large vocal crowd. How does a coach prepare for a team for that type of environment?
We got our kids excited, when you get to play in loud, environments or get a festival type of an atmosphere to embrace it, because it kind of gives you that, D1, feel that it's a party amongst the game, and people are out there to have a good time before and then come to the game, so you get great crowds. And our kids are excited because I think we have slightly over half our kids from New Jersey, So they all looking at that they're going home, and some of them have said, they're going to have a lot of family and friends because it's a close game for them to be able to come see them play. So we feel that we will have, a pretty good crowd for us for an away game, at a place, and also homecoming. So it should be a great atmosphere. And we just try to tell our kids that they enjoy and embrace that kind of an atmosphere and be excited to be able to play and in front of big crowds and loud crowds and kind of get that, that Division I type feel.
It's Game 6 for Kings, and with a large senior class who have made many contributions, this starts the last half of their collegiate careers. What does this game mean to a group of seniors who are now beginning to see their playing careers wind down?
Again, for a lot of them that are from New Jersey, getting a chance to come home, get a win in their home state with family and friends from there, but also gets a chance for them to get to be 3-3, from that deal. So get another win and keep moving and try to end their career having had 2 winning seasons and leaving here in the program in really good shape and much better shape than than when they were freshmen. At that point, they've been a key component of our rebuilding and trying to get the success and the foundation we had. So this is a big game for them to get their record to 3-3. From there, and then continue to play on the high level football we've been playing lately, and hopefully use this game Saturday if we have success, then to build on to the next game, and then the next game after that.
Well, Coach, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks again for joining us, and good luck to you and the Monarchs on Saturday when you take on FDU-Florham at 1 p.m. in Madison, New Jersey.
Thank you.